Hi, I'm Dan Schmitt. I do a weekly television show called Team Chicago Challenge. My website is teamchicago.tv, teamchicago.tv. We're going back in the past again to 2000. In 2000, I was treated very well. Going down to Florida, I didn't go to Florida this year, 2014, but in 2000, first we're going to go to DeLand. We're going to show you some of the highlights in DeLand. I got some helmet cam. It's an airport converted over to road racing to give us the feel of what it was like to be in a road racing right after the war in the 40s and the 50s. That's what they raced in England. And then we're going over to Daytona, going to run the big track, going to run the Pace Aprilia Cup Championship. My friend Chip Garkby let me ride his spare bike. We got footage from the high banking, some really great stuff. So over the next 10, 12 minutes, I'm going to show you some great racing action from Daytona. The year's 2000 was a great year for Team Chicago. And don't forget the website, teamchicago.tv.
Chris Jepson has let me ride this converted 250. I'm going to follow him. Then at 202 TD3 250. As he takes off, I'm trying to figure out the power band on the bike I'm riding. Head down this first straightaway. This is what it was like back in the old days. Road racing on an airport. Now we get these S-turns. Got a right. A left. So I'm trying to sort through the gears. Find the power band. And now another right. And another long straightaway. If I can get this thing up through the gears and get into the power band. It's been a few years since I rode this course. And now we're coming to my favorite corner. This 180-degree carousel, a continuous corner. And get on the gas. Starting to make a little bit of power here. As I catch up with Chris. Now we go down this other straightaway, so we got 4 straightaways. Past the start-finish line. Got this double right hand. It's a little bumpy out there. And this is a vintage motorcycle. So get on the gas again.
And that is what the racetrack at DeLand looks like as we look at some of the bikes in the pits. 2 A10 BSA twins. Got a nice Ducati 250 single. We got an Armstrong road racer. Got a great looking twin Triumph. Looks like it has a Trackmaster frame. A Moto Guzzi, a twin-cylinder Norton. This thing's really pretty. A Norton Max single-cylinder with the overhead cam. This is the engine that won many races for Norton in the 1950s. My friend Chris Jetson with his nice twin-cylinder Yamaha TD3 250. And now we're going to look at some of the racing action. Formula 750. John Schultz on his Harley Davidson from Indiana.
John gets the big start, the big relay. Another rider from Indiana, Bob Goodpasture on that Norton. Moved on the inside. Right on him. it Adam Pop. Pop, good pass, your heads down this back straightaway. Going by it at 750 Honda. What a fast motorcycle. Adam Pop, as we see the 500 Sportsman take off. One end, that's Tim Stansel. But up front, Kemp Archibald, both of them on 350 Hondas. They head down the straightaway. Boy, some action on this racetrack. These two classes running together. Swing the camera around. Listen to this bike. Single cam. Honda, 4-cylinder, Adam Pop, 1970, 750 Honda, coming by now. Battle between the Moto Guzzi and Norton. Problem there, Guzzi running strong. It's Dave focusing. There's Steve Naley, John Schultz on that, Harley Davidson, number 48. They had to turn 3 and into the S's. Good pastures up there, really stretching it. It's Kemp Archibald on the Honda. Wow, on this BMW 1960, that's Ralph All, and he's flat flying on that Beamer. On that Honda is Adam Pop. Boy, does he look smooth. Does he look great out there? Is this bike fast? Inline is a replica of the bike that Dick Mann won Daytona, the 200-miler, back in 1970, I believe. Next race, Formula 250. First wave off, up front. It's like Jerry Herman on that Honda. And David Wright. 5'11" is Billy Kennedy. Whoa, a rider missed that corner. 47 is Chris Jepson. And he had 202 Racing, 1973, TD3. He heads down this long straightaway, passing riders. So going to my favorite corner. Comes back up this front chute. Chris is in 4th place. First place at Jerry Herman. Dave Wright's is 2nd on the Yamaha. Chris Jepson makes it down the front straightaway. We swing over to Class C. Foot shift up front is Carlton Palmer on that 50. Vincent, Silver Shadow. Alex McLean on the Nortons running 2nd. Norbert Nichols running 3rd. So we swing over up front now in Formula 250 is Dave Wright. Jerry Herman 2nd as Chris Jepson moves to 3rd place. And he had 19, check that, 72 Yamaha DT3 250. He just got around Billy Kennedy, also on a Yamaha 250, but that's a 71. Chris Jepson's setting on fire. 24's up front, that's David Wright. He's on a 71 Yamaha 250. As Chris Jepson comes by and at 202 Racing. He's running in 3rd place. Running 2nd in the tank shift. That's Rusty Lowry, 94, 73. Blake Wilson's up 1st, 35 is Doc Bagshear. Al Knapp is running in 3rd. As you see the foot shifts, Carlton Palmer going on to pick up the win in Class C. Fush. 250 was Dave Wright, Jerry Herman, and Chris Jepson. Now let's head over to Daytona for the 350 GP race. And now in 350 GP, and at MV Agusta, 7-time world champion is Jim Redman, leading in 350 GP, 7 times world champion Jim Redman. Second place is Eric Green on AJS. Dave Roper on AJS is running third. Fourth place is Dean DeLacroix on the Ducati as we watch this world champion, second time at Daytona, and his 3-cylinder MV Agusta 350 on the banking at Daytona. Boy, Jim must be having a great time leading this race. And at the end, picking up the win after a checkered flag, Jim Redman waving to the crowd. Riding at MV Agusta 3-cylinder. What a great ride. And I had a chance to talk to this world champion. So let's go to the interview right now.
I'm here with Jim Redman, who's 7-time world champion, and you're out here racing Daytona with the AHRMA national event. You're running this 350 MV Agusta. How was the ride?
The ride was great. Rob Arnucci told me, rang me up and said, we've stripped the MV right down every nut and bolt, and it's beautiful. We've prepared it beautifully, and you saw it. I had an armchair ride. It was a piece of cake.
Rob gets this bike ready. Is this the only race you're going to run for the weekend?
Yeah, there's only one race for that bike, and I think I'm doing a demonstration tomorrow with some of the other great American riders, you know. And so I'll take the MV out just for a parade around, which is good fun anyway, you know. We all mess around and have fun with each other. And now I can relax for the next couple of days. I don't have to think about where I'm going to put the brakes on and how to ride.
Well, how do you compare this to the 6-cylinder Hondas that you won the world championship with?
Well, of course, I made the Hondas what they are, you know. I developed them and I made them as they are. So I'm much more at home on the Honda than I am on the MV. But they're nice bikes. Mike Howard, on the other hand, he grew up on the MV and came to Honda and he didn't like them at all. And I think it's just what we made them. He made the MV what it is, and it suits his riding style. I made the Honda what it is, and it suits me. So, but the MV's a lovely bike. And of course today I had an easy ride. I didn't rev the bike too hard. And it was just great to be out there sort of just hoping nothing goes wrong, and I know I'm going to win this race. And to come back to Daytona 5 years ago, after 26 years without racing, and win. And then I've had one race in Japan since then, which I won in '96, and then come back here 5 years after winning and ride the same bike, same number, same team, same win. Same rider, same win.
Well, Jim, it's always great talking to you, and I hope over the years we can get together every year. And
It's always great to talk to Jim Redman, and now I'm following Chip Larfie as we head out for practice for the Aprilia Cup Challenge. Let's check it out.
As we head into the East Horseshoe. Down the chute. That leads into the kink. Chip is getting up to speed. I'm waiting for my tires to get warmed up. The West Horseshoe. Well, it seems like the gearing's a little off. Have to get the crew to change the gears. Another short chute. We'll lead into the west banking. On the gas, full on. Pick your spot on the banking. Got a Buell just going by.
As we head down the back straightaway, earlier I had a chance to talk to Chip Larfie, so let's go to that interview, and then we're going to hear from a few members from MotoTek.
I'm with Chip Garpy, who is Mr. Aprilia. Actually, Chip ran the series last year. It was part of the Formula USA series with these RS 250 Aprilias. You got together with MotoTek. First, tell me a little bit about MotoTek, these guys from Austin, Texas.
MotoTek's owned by Jay Bernard, and Genevieve Martin does the marketing for the team. They're based out of Austin, Texas, like you mentioned, and they're an exotic bike importer that became an official Aprilia dealer towards the middle of last season when Aprilia really started their kick in the United States.
Well, this 250 is a V-twin 250, and you've been riding it a while. How does this compare to, because you had more of a Grand Prix bike in the past, how does this compare?
Well, this is definitely a street bike. There's no question about it. It's almost impossible to make a comparison between this and the AF1 that I had, which was a full-blown GP bike.
But handling-wise, with the chassis,
as far as street bikes are concerned, this thing actually handles better than anything that I've ever ridden. Once I got it set up, it took a little adjusting to get it out of the street attitude. Once the suspension was set right, rear end ride height was correct, and we modified the shocks a little bit so that they were a little more compliant. It's right on rails. It's awesome.
Right. But the engine, we should mention, there's a horsepower limit, so it's a horsepower class, so you can't get more than 63 horsepower, correct?
That's correct. In this class, it's designed so that effectively every motorcycle is the same. The idea here is to show off the skills of the riders, not so much the equipment. The equipment by itself is something special. So all the bikes are actually going to be regulated by dyno and teardown. So the top 5 in qualifying and the top 5 in the races for this entire season are going to be dynoed and potentially torn down. They're extremely strict. You can only change springs, jetting, and tires.
Hi, welcome to the MotoTek pits. My name is Genevieve Martin. I'm the marketing director for MotoTek Imports. We are an Aprilia dealer in Austin, and we've been racing Aprilias for about 5 years now. So we're very happy to have Dan within our teams, and we're hoping that he's going to get way up there in the top 5.
Richard Nelson. I flew in from Chicago to help Chip Garpy, a friend of mine. We've rebuilt the motors on the Aprilias. They're a little V-twin motor. They're essentially a road bike based on the Suzuki RGV, which has never been available in this country. The motor's a V-twin. It's a reed valve, crankcase reed motor, and it makes about 60-65 horsepower. They're a great little road bike, and they're fantastic little race bikes.
My name is Michelle, and we met Jay and Genevieve from MotoTek in Austin, Texas, and we go down every Tuesday night for GP nights, and they have all these different races and crash videos and things, and we just hang out and talk about bikes, eat pizza. We have a really good time on Tuesday nights.
My name is Jay Bernard, and I'm from Austin, Texas, and I own MotoTek Imports in Austin. We're an official Aprilia dealer. I started racing Aprilias about 5 years ago, and now that Aprilia is officially in the country, it was natural for us to sign up as an Aprilia dealer. So last November, we signed on officially with Aprilia, and actually ran the Aprilia Cup Challenge series last year, which was for a 4-race series last year. We ended up number 3 for the season, and this is the start of the new year for 2000. We're real happy.
This is it, the Aprilia Cup Challenge by Pace Motorsports. Come off the line, we start in the pit lane, head into that first corner. No bike is down, some bikes off the track. If I can get through this corner, get down this chute. Head into the East Horseshoe. Bikes starting to sort themselves out. Up front, looks like Mike Hemo's back. Derek King, Chip Garpy's up there. Cheap Terranova. Head into the other horseshoe. Get around one bike. Ooh, I'm a little slow in this corner. Get in the gas. Get past. Head into the west banking. On the banking, see if I can get into somebody's draft. Shift up. Down the back chute. Whoa, I get past. Could have been Greg White. And Speed World just went by. He's also riding with MotoTek. Another rider slipping by as we go through the chicane. Still up front. Mike Hamill's back. Derek King. East banking. And put a drive down here. This bike wide open. I'm tucked in. Get into that start-finish line. Or the tri-oval. Hold on the gas into the music for the show by Engine. Mike Preetz, Intrigue and Travesty, and all his music recorded at Fireside Studios, Westchester, Illinois. As I go through turn 1, picking up the win in this first Aprilia Cup Challenge is Mike Hammersbach, Derek King second, and Chip Terranova was third. The first Aprilia Cup Challenge.